All right, and we are on our formation lap here. Let me get all the different things up. So we need this. We don't need this. And we need this here. Oh. There we go. All right, so it looks like our top three are all on hards. Our next three are on mediums. We have Dean also on hards. We have the middle of the pack all on mediums. Luke is still on hards there. And then the last are all on mediums. So... doesn't look like it's gonna rain at all, so that's good. Okay. Oh, it looks like a few of our drivers here are not getting on the line, with a few of them getting the disqualification. Alright, the race is about to start. And they're off. Looks like we got a good jump here from Persons. Gets a good space there. We have through the back of the pack now. Let's move back as we go. Oh, and Miller spins. I don't know if he got touched there. But as we go backwards, we could see Tesos on the inside. All right, we have Renzo there. Racer X goes past Larry. Watching all these cars jostling at the moment. Dean goes past. Tesos is looking to go deep. Oh, and there's a... Tesos gets spun. It looked like he went onto the... Not sure exactly what happened there. But with that, Tesos gets... Oh, it must... Somebody else must have gotten hit then there. He's still way up there. Alright, this is hard. Joseph is right on the back of Dean here. We have some of these medium runners and these hard runners now competing for positions. Persons takes the inaugural fastest lap. We'll see if he holds it going through the next one. Jonas is on limp here. Won our last race. Let's see if he can make it too. We have Joseph right on the back of Dean now here. Let's just keep an eye on it. Juven takes a speeding in the pits. Joseph thinks about going but doesn't. Maybe he's going to wait for the DRS to be active. It doesn't activate until lap 3. All right, we have Sunby on Hillian over here. We have Joseph still on the back of Dean. We have Jonas following limp through there. And I don't know why that camera held for so long. Larry is on Miller. Oh, I just saw something happen up here. Jonas still on the back of Limp. Right next to him, Tesos in 4th, Dean in 5th. We are looking for anywhere that maybe there's a pass. Luke is on Lannon at this point. Len is doing a good job for recovering from that incident in qualifying and is now on the back. Oh, and looks like Tesos spins. That's unfortunate there. And now he goes all the way back to 8th. Persons goes 127.421. We have Jonas still on the back. Tesos now on Lannon. And Lannon spins. We still have a lot of cars jostling for position here. Looks like Hillian wants to go on the inside, forces Sunbee a little bit out. These camera views are terrible on this track. And we have Hillian or Racer X spinning out actually, after Hillian having a moment as well. We have Jonas now really close to Limp. I believe DRS is now active. Jonas now attacking Limp here. Wants to get past him. He is on the medium compound strategy, so he does need to get past him as soon as he can. He goes on the outside. He's going to be able to brake a little later. They're still fighting for this position. They're going to fight through the next corner here. All right, and it looks like Limp is going to have to concede here, and Jonas does get the pass off. Is Jonas going to be able to hold this position now as they go through the next DRS zones? We'll see if Limp is going to be able to hold on the back of Jonas and follow him through to maybe catch Persons together. We have Dean trying to catch as well. They're all doing about 128s. Dean is doing a 127.9 though on his last lap. And we'll see what happens. Limp is now on the back. We have yellow flags. It was Persons spins. He's still down there. He's losing a lot of positions now. He's still losing positions. And comes back in all the way in 9th now. We have Jonas and Limp now fighting. Limp looked to attack, but then doesn't. We have Miller now on the back of Tesos as well. Let's see if he's attacking. Does not attack. We go back up. Let's see if Limp can pass Jonas right here. He does not. He's not going to be able to. Dean is trying to catch up to them. Luke is trying to recover. Tesos also had a spin and now is trying to recover. And Miller also spun and is trying to recover as well. We have a few drivers back here. We have Limp now right on the back of Jonas. They are passing. Here comes it to the DRS zone. Limp is really close to Jonas. I wonder if they're going to fight. Dean has been slowly catching them both because of it. We have Luke catching Joseph here. Oh, and Jonas catching that. Impressive catch. But does make a mistake, and both Limp and Dean both pass him. And now he is on a different strategy with these mediums. It's unfortunate. Had the spot that he needed to try to make those medium into hard strat work. Now has to fight back into it again. Is still in DRS, so that'll help. Landon goes into for a pit. Might have taken no, did not take wing damage. Just trying a different strategy here. Luke is getting on the back of Joseph here. Is not looking to pass yet. We have Miller still stuck behind Tesos. Tesos is showing pace again. You have Dean now in the DRS zone of Limp, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, we have Tesos having a moment again, probably a spin. and drops back down to 8th again, right behind Persons. We have Dean, Jonas, Limp, Dean, and Jonas all together again. We have Luke catching Joseph, and it looks like Miller is dropping back where Persons is now catching him. We have Dean still about a second off. Persons is now on Miller. Joseph is now on... So Persons now is passing Miller. And Luke also passed Joseph, it looked like. Almost simultaneously together they did it. And Joseph is looking to still try to fight this. Oh, we have a car off. Dean is off track. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Dean is off the track. We have Joseph now fighting. Zach takes a penalty. Zach's the only one with the penalty here. We have Luke with the impressive 10 position gain here. Miller still on the back of Persons. Persons goes fastest with the 127.315, so it goes even faster. We have Dean now catching Joseph here. Joseph looking to be struggling a little bit on these mediums now with 7 laps done. Let's see if he attacks. So he's not going to attack yet. Maybe attacks on the next one. So Joseph goes for the defensive line, which means he's going to be very vulnerable here for the attack on this next DRS zone. Dean is on the outside. He's going to just hold the outside. Most likely he would just pass. Joseph will sit right behind him. And a good pass from Dean. Gets back into 4th here. Now is trying to catch Luke. And Jonas is losing the gap on Limp. So Limp is just slowly going forward here. It looks like we already have... Joseph is already going to be getting attacked here by Persons. And we're looking at these medium runners are now struggling just with 7 laps, it looks like. Already, they're doing about the same times. The mediums and the hards are doing about the same. Oh, and we have Zach retire. So he's out of the race. So we'll see if Joseph will be able to hold this off. Persons is now catching him. He is on the mediums, but does not seem to have the pace that he's wanting and is slowly dropping back through the grid. We have Miller now right on the back of Persons. Persons also has DRS here, so we'll be able to defend this easily. So we have this 3-person train here. Persons now trying to get Jonas. It's on the inside. It looks like he's going to get the pass. Has not have to defend this. Is blinking, but does get the pass off. And it looks like Dean is now off the track again. And just like that, Dean is now in 7th again. He's going to have to work his way back through the pack. We have Persons, Joseph, and Miller all together, still fighting together. It's a 3-way battle for 4th here. We'll see if Dean will be able to catch them. Oh, it looks like Joseph is slowly losing pace here on Persons in front. All right, and it looks like Miller will pass Joseph here, but nope, Joseph is not going to try to attack. We have Sunby taking a penalty here, and now Miller passes and is now on the attack for Persons, and Joseph is slowly getting past. He's still doing a really good job on these mediums, and it looks like Zach has a mechanical failure and is the reason why he had to DNF here. That is unfortunate. We do have Miller is now back on the back of Persons. We'll see if they will be able to keep this DRS and then maybe push with Persons. Persons has shown really good pace. We have Jonas going in for a pit already. Just 10 laps here. We'll see how badly those tires are going to be hurting later in the race. But does come out right behind Dean, it looks like. Oh, he's going to lose a position to Renzo as well. So Renzo also takes a position from Jonas from that. Hopefully it doesn't slow him down too much from being back there. Persons, I think, is outside of the DRS zone on Miller, so Miller is not getting it. DRS here. And that's going to hurt him. He's going to want to get inside of that if he's to help with that toe. You know, it looked like he was catching him and then started losing him again. And just like that, most of the field has spread out again. We have a few of the drivers having mistakes here and there. Hillian doing a recovery from that spin that caused them to go all the way back to 7th from 5th. So we'll see, or yes, I think he was around 5th. I can't remember where he was when he spun, or got hit, whatever it was. So Miller is back on the DRS again. I think I'm starting to understand. Miller is a lot faster through sector 3 here and is showing a lot of pace through there every time. Joseph is going in for a pit here. That makes sense. The mediums really didn't last long on this track. It was very short-lived. A lot of these drivers really struggling. But he does comes out on the hards. We do know the hards are very good tires on this track. People have been running really good times on them. Miller is still on the back of Persons here, showing the pressure. Persons still holding it. We have Luke of the McLaren doing really well as well. The McLaren's showing a lot of promise for this season. Doing really well last race and doing well again this race. We have Limp having a really good race. I don't think he disqualified last race. So we didn't really get to see him do another lap. We have Joseph passing Tesos, it looks like. And we are just stuck here with these two. I guess Renzo is now on. Oh, and as I speak, Renzo has a spin or something, an incident maybe. I was just about to go back there. So Miller is still on the back of Persons. It seems like Persons gets the gap through 1 and 2, sector 1 and 2, and then kind of Miller kind of brings it back every time going through the next two, or the last sector every time. So he's on the back of him. Renzo goes in for a pit. I think these mediums, man, they did not last long. They are at least drivers on mediums. They're not having a good time. Hillian, the last medium driver out there, but is being attacked by Jonas now. And he concedes the position knowing his tires are just falling off. And now Jonas already has the pass. Doesn't have to worry so much here. But we'll have to worry on the next corner. We'll see if he'll be able to attack him here. All right, it looks like he's not going to. Jonas might have used a little bit of ERS just to make sure. And he looks like he successfully passes. Should be able to get the gap. Miller still trying to get back into that. Maybe Killian isn't done. Oh, I think he's coming in to the pits. Maybe. All right, Persons goes faster with 127.304 now. That's the new fastest lap. I expect that to be beaten when all these drivers pit again. And I, had a strong feeling Helion was coming in. And as I say that, Luke is now been caught by Persons. So now we might be getting a 3-person train up in the front for battle for second now. Helion goes in, does the 3-second pit, so a little bit slow. All right, so we have, looks like Persons is passing Luke here. He's not able to defend it. Persons goes through. Luke now takes third. I wonder if he'll let his teammate through when he catches him. We'll find out if the team orders gets thrown out. Racer X takes a 5-second speeding in the pits. That's not what you want to take. That's unfortunate. While we are waiting here, let's check at the penalties. Only 2 penalties so far. Sunbee with the 3 and Racer X with the 5 that can be served. The tires are at 13 laps. Persons goes even faster, 127.256. So going faster and faster each lap, just over and over. Renzo takes a 3-second penalty there. So now we have 3 drivers with penalties. That might hurt them at the end. There's a really close race here. And we have a 4-way fight here in the back. We have Renzo trying to pass Killian and Sunbee here. So we have a 3-way fight in the back. Oh. It looked like it was a little bit of compromising through that lap. Oh, Sunbee is getting attacked from both sides here. The inside and the outside. And he gets passed by both drivers here. Sunbee just being exposed here on those 13-lap old tires. Looks like he might try to peek in. He does go through with them. And he comes on the outside, but it looks like Helion might be able to get the faster exit here. And because of this fighting, Renzo just gets to go free pass through the next one. But Sunbee does attack back and is on the outside, but isn't able to hold the position, has to concede, still lets it. And Helion gets through. Renzo takes a huge gap from both of them because of that fight. And now we have Miller past Luke. I'm not sure if it was team orders or not. But Persons now has a 2-second gap on Miller here. It was a lot smaller before he caught Luke. So that's unfortunate. It's going to cost him some time. Right, so we just have them trying to catch up. Everybody kind of split back up again. All of the drivers in the front up to Jonas are still out there on their first tires. We'll see who attacks first. Maybe Luke comes in right here. I wouldn't be surprised because he should be able to pit now. Nope, but Miller does. Miller comes into the pits. Able to slow down enough right before the line. Let's see, puts on the mediums is what I would assume. Does. All right, comes out. Let's see where he comes out here. Looks like he's going to come out right behind Jonas. So Jonas does get the undercut, but is on 6 laps. So I guess we'll find out. So Jonas does do his job and stays in front of Miller through the pit stop window. And then we have Dean slowly catching Luke. Hasn't had a mistake since, I think. But we'll need to pit soon. I think all these guys are going to be pitting soon here. Sunby finally goes in for a pit on those mediums, going 15 laps on them. That's actually pretty impressive. The pace was pretty slow, though. And maybe that explains why he was able to extend those tires out. But does get it. We'll be able to easily get these hards to the end of the race. We have Tesos. Oh, Limp's coming in. Oops, sorry. Limp comes in, puts on the mediums. Let's see where he falls back. He should fall in front of Jonas, just barely. And Luke comes in as well. So Luke is following suit with Limp. As we see, Dean stays out. Let's see if he's able to. It looks like Limp is going to be able to get in front. Oh, no, he's not going to be able to get in front. Dean is just going to. Oh, he does, just barely. They're still fighting, though. Oh, Limp just barely got in front of Dean, but I feel like Dean's just going to easily be able to get through and pass him. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he will not pass him. We could see Limp even warming up his tires through that corner. Oh, we could see Dean is low. So when you see that blinking light, that means they're below a certain amount of battery. So their battery is too low. It is in recovery mode instead. Oh, but he's barely at that third. Oh, no, he's there, though. And this is probably why he is struggling to keep up with Limp, even though Limp just came out onto these tires and they're a little bit cold. Dean doesn't have the ERS to keep up. But it is very important for, if Dean does not pit here, he might want to stay on that. It looks like he's most likely going to pit. Person's pits now. We're expecting Dean to pit here. Persons goes on to mediums. Broken goes the fastest lap with the 126.264. I didn't miss anything. He's still behind Jonas. Dean goes in for a pit as well. Goes on to the mediums. So now we are set. I believe everybody has pit at least once. Everybody has pit at least once. We have our penalties looking at just 3 people so far, with Renzo being one of them. And we have Luke with 8 positions gained, which is impressive. We have Limp still in first here. We have Luke now attacking Persons, who has just come out onto these tires. So this is important. If Luke is able to attack this, he might be able to get in front, and it will make it a little bit harder for Persons, since Persons just barely got onto these tires, but it does not look like he's able to pass. Will not probably be able to anymore. Those tires should be warm enough for Persons now. He should have a pretty good amount of ERS as well to defend through the straights. But if Luke can stay on the back of him, maybe he makes a mistake. Limp goes fastest 125.880. So we are seeing faster times. We expected it. We expect faster times because they went from a harder compound to a softer compound. And then we can see here Luke actually passing Persons here through the corner, but it isn't finished yet. Persons is still fighting it and retains the position there. Luke was not able to get it, but it looks like he has the pace to fight Persons here, and this might cost Persons a lot. not being able to just race towards the guy in front, having to defend, and we miss Jonas being passed. Let's see if Jonas, it was just a front straight pass anyways. We'll see if Jonas can attack back through this back straight, the second back straight here. We will keep an eye. It looks like Persons got past Luke as well. Does not look like he's going to be able to. Let's see if Luke can pass. Oh, I guess Luke never passed Persons. And he's also still stuck behind him. Tesos now on Dean here. So Dean is in on the back foot. Probably just for a little bit until it's all warmed up, and then we'll be fine again. Dean is looking to try to fight with the guys up front, but has had a bunch of mistakes, which has caused him to be further back in the grid. Oh, it looks like Dean's going... Oh, that's a lapped car. That's a lapped car there. I thought he was passing him. So Dean goes through. Here he comes to the line. Does a 126.9. So it's still not fast enough to compete with the guys up front. He is struggling here to try to keep up with them. They are showing a little bit better pace. We have Persons now here fighting Jonas. Jonas is really slowed down here. With that, those hards are really showing. Gets passed by Persons now. Persons goes through. So we did see Miller do an undercut on Persons, and it was successful. And now he's actually behind him. Limp has a 7-second gap on the people behind him. But it looks like Persons is doing a fastest lap right now, has the fastest 2 sectors, and will most likely get the fastest lap if he can finish this off. Did benefit from, I believe, the 2 DRS zones. And we'll see here coming into the line here, goes a little wide, but gets fastest lap with the 125.109. So gets about 7/10 on the fastest lap. And with that, we have the three, Limp, Miller, and Persons now on the same strategy. Jonas is now on a hold the position strategy. Are on the hards. As the laps go on and on and on, he'll get better and better because the tires will match up eventually, but the crossover will be a lot later now because unlike when the beginning of the race where the crossover was sooner, these cars have significantly less weight because of fuel, so they'll wear a lot slower. So the crossover period from the hards and the mediums will be a lot later than they were in the beginning of the race. And we see right there, Jonas takes a penalty, which is going to cost him because I believe Luke does not have a penalty behind him. And now Luke does not have to even pass to get that position, but will most likely want to maybe have a chance to fight for a podium. And as we could see, Jonas now just trying to hold that position. Does have one up from his quali. We have somebody spin. It looks like it was Joseph. And we actually get a full safety car. Not sure why a full safety car comes out. But this is exactly what the medium runners wanted. Or the hard runners definitely don't want this. Dean actually goes in immediately, reacts immediately to that pit. We'll see how many other drivers do it. So this is very late into the race, and this might cause a lot of drivers some heartache, but it looks like all of the drivers are pitting still. So every driver has pit that has gone past the pit line. And it looks like Joseph is coming in. Nope, Joseph DNFs right before it. So it looks like everybody still has pit that has gone up to the pit line here. Let's go to the next driver here. Okay, so that one, Larry's a bot. Was not able to get back into it when he crashed, sadly. And it looks like Sunbeast comes in, so he's going to go on to some softs most likely. So most of these guys still went on to mediums, actually. So a lot of these drivers are actually just going to mediums. Renzo did go on to softs, so that would be interesting. Limp actually comes in. And Miller is coming in. Let's see what Limp goes on to softs, so they do believe it can extend all the way out to the end of this race, which makes sense. We're going to get maybe 5 laps. This turns into a 5-lapper race pretty much. Ian Joseph retires. All right. Luke actually stays out here. Does not go in. And he doesn't get in front. So he stays out. And now he is going... This is a bad position for Luke to be in now. He's going to be a sitting duck out there. Was not able to get in front of Limp. And now if he pits, it's too late. And with that, I feel like Luke's get all of those 11 positions. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard one to defend. Everybody's putting on sauce. It looks like Dean stayed on the mediums. So Dean stayed on the mediums. Teso stayed on the mediums. And Helion stayed on the mediums. They all pit, but still went on to the mediums. Luke is the only one that stayed out from that pit. And most likely will be the only one. Because if he pits now, he will lose. I guess he'll lose the same amount of positions, so he might just want to pit. It's going to be really hard to defend on those medium tires against all these soft runners. Well, let's see what he does here. Okay, I think he is indicating that he is going into the... Oh, maybe not. He let his teammate through. That's an interesting one. He actually let his teammate through, but nobody else. He didn't let anybody else. So he's letting this... He wants this to be a 2-horse race. It looks like he will be fighting Persons, Jonas, Dean, and Tesos now. And he gave his teammate Miller free reign on Limp now. And with that gap, Miller will be able to attack normally, not having to worry as much about his teammate behind him, seeing as his teammate is playing for him. And with that kind of advantage, it'll be interesting to see what happens here as we get ready to start. We should be coming shortly. We should be starting our race here. We are getting close to sector. Hopefully they're going to just start the race on this next lap. Doesn't give us many laps here. This actually helps Luke a little bit. The longer this extends out, the less he will have to defend the sauce behind him. The 2 sauce behind him. So we did pass the safety line. I did not see it in this lap. So we are going to be doing another lap here, and we will most likely be starting on lap 25 going into 26. And we'll have a 3-lap shootout essentially. All right, and as we go on to our final safety car lap, we'll probably see a lot of these drivers start warming up their tires. All right. Here we go. I think a lot of these drivers will be starting to warm everything up. I think they're all expecting the safety car to come in. Oh no! The safety car, don't do it. Don't you dare. Ooh, that was close. That was a close call there. I thought that safety car was gonna glitch. Oh, that safety car scared the living Jesus out of me. I thought he was gonna glitch behind them. Do not glitch behind them, safety car. Don't you dare do it. Yes, safety car in this lap, so we're gonna get a 3-lap shootout here with we have Luke in the middle of all of these soft runners here. It'll be very interesting to see how he's able to protect himself, but this is looking like he's gonna lose a decent amount of positions here, and it's just gonna be minimizing how many he loses here. And now let's sit with the front runner. We'll see when he goes off here. All right, so he hasn't gone yet. All right, I think he's gone. He's off. Oh, Miller gets a little bit squirrely there. Limp takes a huge jump there. And with that huge jump, he's going to be protected for a little bit here. We're going to be watching this backfield with the soft runners trying to attack the Luke on that medium tire. And we can already see Luke having to defend here against Person. And it looks like he is slowly going... Oh, he's still defending against it. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And Persons gets past. Those softs are just too strong. Miller is now on the back of Limp there. We'll just keep an eye on that while we watch these back runners here. As Luke has to try to defend against Jonas here. Dean. Something happened to Dean there. Tesos passes Dean. And now he... is actually in 7th there. Let's look at positions gained here. We'll keep an eye. Jonas now on the attack onto Luke. Luke is now being... Oh, and Jonas does a massive spin, and he's going to lose a lot of positions here. And just like that, well done. Limp does a 124.9. And with that, Jonas retires. Oh, what a huge... Dean now attacking Tesos here. And we did see... He's trying to attack him here. The mediums now have siphoned down together. We have Dean trying to attack Tesos. Tesos defending it. Let's see what he does here. It looks like he's going to take the outside here. Tesos plays defensive. This is really good for Dean, but Dean takes a penalty, actually. And it looks like he drops down the grid. And with that, Tesos is now in 5th, is going to be looking to attack. And Dean retires there. We have Miller here. He's trying to get you. Persons is now on the back of him. Luke is now trying to defend against Tesos. Hillian takes a penalty late. This is not going to look good for him. Hillian, who was going to pass Renzo, and Persons goes fastest 124.818. So is now right on the back of them. Does the fastest lap. We have Luke now running the lead for Tesos and Renzo. Renzo, Hillian all together. in the back. We have Persons now. Let's see if he's going to be able to attack this. Miller does have DRS as well, which is going to benefit him from defending behind, but it is going to make it harder for him to attack now since they're all together here. We do still have Luke holding his position in a fourth, so it does minimize how many positions he lost. And it looks like Miller, nope, does not take a peek yet. But it is, looks like Persons is going faster. So I believe everybody in this front grid is going really fast. They're probably all doing fastest laps right now as we watch. And they're coming through. Miller is, I think, as close as he's been this whole time. And let's see, I feel like they're all going to do... Nope, none of them do a faster lap. They actually all go underneath it. Miller is really close here on Limp, and Limp is looking dry. He's empty. It's on the last lap. Oh! And Persons misses his braking zone. And just like that, Miller, instead of getting to attack, gets attacked. Loses a position on that as well. And what looked like it was going to be a three-way fight all the way until the end. And it looks like that's going to be it. Limp coming into the finish line here. I would definitely expect Persons to have gotten a penalty if this was not preseason, because that was very late in the braking. But again, Limp across the line and gets the win here. Persons gets second, Miller in third. And we have Luke defending for his life, gets fourth. Renzo in third. I believe Hillian gets... Was Hillian too far back? I think he was. And Teso still takes sixth. Hillian takes seventh. The Ghost Man himself takes eighth. And then we have Ghost, and Racer X there. What a race. Unfortunate with that Persons and Miller incident. I thought it was gonna be a real to the end of that race, all three of them, but just comes into that corner a little too hot, takes out Miller there. And ooh. But with that, Limp takes first here. And Luke takes driver of the day, getting all the way up into fourth there. And congratulations to Limp on the preseason race in Abu Dhabi. All right, and with that, the order is Limp, Persons, Miller, Luke, Renzo, Tesos, Hillian, Larry, Dean, Sunby, Racer X, and then the DNS are Jonas, Joseph, Landon, Zach, and Yuvan. Good race out there, guys. Ooh, let me see. Can I do this in time? Or am I gonna screw it up? I think I'm not gonna make it. That's the wrong one. Ah, I didn't get all of them. Oh well. All right. And with that, this was the preseason at Abu Dhabi for the Champions Division. I am your host, Stinky One of Delta Zero Productions, and I will see you guys all next week.